Why, hello there. My name is Sally, and I'm going to be your tour guide for the day. Today, we are going to be talking about immigration through Ellis Island. This is a very important part of our country's history. In the late 1800s, the federal government of the United States had very little control over the flow of immigrants coming into the country. On January 1st, 1892, Ellis Island opened as the first formal immigration station. However, required medical inspections on immigrants were harsh, and the conditions at this new entry point were not ideal. Within 10 years, personal accounts of immigrant stories began being told, garnering the attention of officials such as William Williams, who was appointed as Commissioner of Immigration by President Theodore Roosevelt. He served as commissioner from 1902 to 1905, and again in 1909 to 1913. Once Mr. Williams came into power and encountered the stories of immigrants and documentations of the mistreatment at Ellis Island, he realized that immediate change was necessary. Through men such as William Williams and stories of immigrants, they helped set the precedent for various legal reforms over the previously unregulated system. Most immigrants did not have to stay at Ellis Island for more than a couple days, but if there were any issues with their papers or with illnesses, they could be detained for months on end. Frank Sargent, one of the first commissioners of Ellis Island, once wrote, "Ellis Island has been a place for the harboring of vultures who preyed upon the immigrants, and people began to look upon it as the hellhole of America." Although there seemed to be no hope for immigrants at Ellis Island and immigrants such as Faye Linsky. Hello, my name is Faye Linsky, and I immigrated through Ellis Island. What I encountered at Ellis Island is like nothing I ever experienced before in my life. Before we even arrived, we were put on boats for months on end. It felt like years. My daughter contracted measles on the boat, so when we arrived at Ellis Island, she was separated from me. They tried to explain to me why I don't see my daughter, but I don't understand them. I speak little English, and they don't speak my language. I was detained at Ellis Island for months on end. We were never allowed outside, and when they inspect me, they take a button hook and lift up my eyelids to check for trachoma, an illness of the eye. This procedure hurts me greatly. I was very scared, and I could not see my daughter. We had a room with 50 other women, bunk beds, one on top of another. Never were we allowed outside. We go to the dining hall, we eat. We go back to our room. There is a courtier there, always in our room. We play chess, play cards, only pastime we have, for months on end. The people I encounter at Ellis Island make me think twice about living in the United States. If people treat me and my daughter like this, how are the rest of the U.S. going to treat us? Hello, my name is Mr. William Williams. I am the new commissioner of Ellis Island. Immigrant stories of mistreatment has not only caught my attention, but other officials as well. This is why I am here. I wish to improve the conditions at Ellis Island, end the abusive treatment of immigrants, and strictly enforce the law. I would like to get started right away. Most of you may not know this, but I had some of my most trusted colleagues and friends go undercover to see which workers were doing illegal things, such as exchanging fraudulent naturalized naturalization papers in exchange for money. The whole point of these papers is to make sure no further illness enters this country. I would like to get rid of these workers right away. I would also like to put up signs around Ellis Island stating that all immigrants should be treated with respect and decency, as I believe this is very important. It doesn't matter where these immigrants are coming from, everyone who enters Ellis Island should be treated with respect and kindness. I am also understanding that not everyone agrees with my strict rules and the way that I regulate immigration, but I merely believe that not everyone is fit to live in the United States. I must nevertheless ask you to pass from a habitual and concentrated to a new and wider point of view, not to the extent of believing that selection of immigration is good, but to the extent of seeing that it is a proper one to be considered. I would also like to improve the appearance of Ellis Island for prospective immigrants that are coming through. I would like to plant shrubs and put up awnings and other things to give it a more welcoming feel for prospective citizens. Immediate changes must be made in order for immigration through Ellis Island to run properly. Thank you. So, as you can see, Mr. Williams played a very big role in improving conditions at Ellis Island. During his role as commissioner, he helped Congress pass 3 pieces of legislation: the Immigration Act of 1903, the Naturalization Act of 1906, and the Immigration Act of 1907. The Immigration Act of 1907. Being commissioner was not always an easy job, though. He was under a lot of pressure from the foreign language papers in New York, politicians, and the public. In response to this, he resigned as commissioner in 1905. However, this was not the end to his role as commissioner. In 1905, he was requested to return by President Theodore Roosevelt. After his return, he continued to better the immigration system. He put up fines for anyone who did not adhere to the laws at Ellis Island. He also required each immigrant passing through Ellis Island to have $25 and a train ticket to his or her final destination, giving each new arrival a plan after passing through Ellis Island. After resigning in 1913, he received this letter from President Woodrow Wilson. I wish to express my appreciation of your conscientious and peculiarly intelligent service in handling one of the most onerous positions in the government's service. Sincerely yours, Woodrow Wilson. This is evidence that Mr. Williams' work did not go unnoticed. What he did made a difference. So, the long-term legacy of Ellis Island is, although the immigration system today still has its weaknesses, it is regulated with rules and laws. Once Mr. Williams came into power, he set a precedent for various legal reforms over the previously unregulated system. After he resigned as commissioner in 1913, using this chart, we can see that the amount of immigrants entering the country decreased. This was due to the new laws set in place for the types of immigrants that could pass through this country. So in conclusion, the long-term legacy of Ellis Island and the individual stories told by immigrants helped set a precedent for various legal reforms over the previously unregulated system. Thanks so much for joining me today on the tour of Ellis Island. I hope you all enjoyed.